another edition of Off Splat. Tonight, our guests are Mike Swanson and James Pulliam, and they're going to give us the player's perspective from LLX this last weekend. So, welcome to the show, guys.
Thank you, sir.
So, we'll just start off with, how did the weekend start? I know that I'm pretty sure MDP put on a event for the local VFW, and is that correct?
Yes.
So you guys just cooked out for them, and did you guys raise money or anything, or was it just you guys cooked food and?
Well, a lot of times when MVP, when the order does an event, we'll raise money, but this was an order-only event. I mean, you consider how many people were going to be at LLX. We couldn't just toss it out there and say, hey, does everybody want to come to the VFW? They're not going to hold that many people.
Yeah.
So it was an order-only cookout. And what we did was, basically, since it was order-only, Vanguard, wasn't going to be able to come, we did our own donations. So all the donations came from order members, whether it be money or food.
Oh, cool. Very cool.
And then we coordinated with the VFW, as to what times we're going to do things. And they basically, when we got there, they basically had tables and stuff set up ready for us to go. I mean, they were really great. It was raining. The weather to start off LLX was not great. But it was raining real bad, so they even actually let most of our guys cook indoors.
Oh, that's cool. Did you guys have a pretty good turnout then?
Oh, yeah. We had about 30, 35 order members, and then plus, obviously, spouses. And then we had not that many, if not more, veterans show up.
Oh, wow.
Oh, yeah. It was a nice turnout.
Very cool, very cool. I saw some of the pictures on there, and they looked like it was a, pretty good turnout for that. So how did the gameplay, or was there a party Friday night too?
There was at the field. There was a bikini contest and a beer a beer convention, which obviously we didn't partake of. After the VFW, we all got changed or whatever else, and we all met up at a bar, did an order NDP Vanguard kind of meetup thing. Whoever was there showed up.
I think it was called Heroes. Yeah. Heroes was the first night. Long Shots was the second night.
We'll go with that. My memory's still a little timid. We'll go with that.
Still recovering.
Yeah, there you go.
No, Heroes, we shut the bar down. There was something like 60 plus MDP there, and by the time it was 10 o'clock at night, everyone else that was in the bar had pretty much left, and we had run of the bar, and we shut it down. I mean, it was great. The staff there was great, very attentive. We had a really good time, and then from there, everybody just kind of, made our nights as early as we can, as far as pirates are concerned. Tried to thank God Hanu and Dagninos did game start at 12 noon. I'm not so sure how many pirates would have made it if it was 9 a.m.
Oh my gosh, that's funny. Yeah, some of those pictures look like, like I said, I saw the pictures from just different people, taking pictures, and they look like everybody had a good time. So gameplay didn't start till noon, you said?
Yeah, Hanu and Dagninos, they started gameplay at noon, and it didn't end until 7 p.m. And then the gameplay on Saturday was intense. I mean, it was tit for tat, wouldn't you say, James?
Oh, I'd say so.
It really boiled down to on Saturday with the weather and everything. Well, to backtrack a little bit, the pump game on Friday was outstanding. I played that before we did the VFW thing on Friday. The pump game is always fun. Inception Design ended up doing a giveaway for a custom pump, and one of my guys from Colorado actually won it. So everybody out here is in uproar because he got a custom Inception design pump. And the Friday pump game, if anyone's able to play those next year, those are totally worth it.
That was MagFed, right? It was MagFed and pump?
Yes, MagFed got to play open for half the day on Friday, and then the later half of the day was pump in Bedlam and Armageddon, I think, or just Bedlam. But they played a couple of points, and it was MagFed. I didn't play the MagFed part, but from what I heard from the MagFed guys themselves, they were having a ball out there.
I think it was a Jeanette Truba and Sage Honey. They were playing. I'm pretty sure they were up there playing, and I saw some of their pictures. Yeah. That looked like that was a blast.
Actually, Sage unfortunately didn't make it until Final Battle.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and he showed up in Final Battle in all spandex and used the slingshot.
Oh yeah, I think I saw that.
And Jeanette actually, she foregoed the last part of the day playing, and she foregoed the Final Battle to be one of the people that was there for Nick. So, she was one of the people that was helping gather gear. She was with Mary the whole time, just keeping him fed with air and paint the whole time. So, she did a lot of, she really enjoyed being able to be a part of that. Yeah. And a few of the people actually joined us up on the field to be a part of that. One of them is a guy by the name of Mike Bregman. That he's close with me and Mary out here in Pennsylvania, and he also joined in on that. And just everybody loved it. Everybody loved that spirit. But yeah, he was there MagFedding, but she missed the Final Battle and the last couple hours of play. She chose to be a part of that.
Yeah. And a big thank you to Alan Force and that tank, Team Defiant, and then Donna from Alan Force. They were the ones that donated Nick's chair for the event that weekend.
Yeah, and it was amazing time watching what that chair actually allowed him to be able to do. As far as transverse different types of playing fields, going up the hill, being able to crawl around the mud and just basically shoot whenever and wherever you want. It was a big difference in when he tried to go out Friday and they were using the push chair, which in fact Billy Robinson, our president, in fact took him out. Saturday. Took him out Saturday and pushed him around Bedlam so that he could get some time to play in, have some fun. That's what we're all there for.
Yeah. That video, that live video was really incredible, actually. From what I saw of it, I mean, it was incredible. I mean, like you said, you guys were taking cover for him, and you guys were just taking, filling his air and swapping out his tank and all that stuff. So, I mean, that was... Did he? And he played Final Battle too, right?
Yes, he did. Yeah, he did. And but he kept pushing to the 50-yard line. We're just sitting there like, oh, you're going to get interesting real quick. But he wanted to be up there. He wanted to be in it. And
I think he fired over 3,200 rounds in Final Battle alone, I think.
Oh, my gosh.
That's exactly it.
Yeah.
And then, I don't know if I read this right, but James, was he using your M2?
Yes. For Final Battle, he was. Yes.
Okay, that's what I thought. I think I remember. I think it was you that said that. Now he's thinking about he wants to buy an M2 now.
Yeah. I told him that to his dad. His dad just smiled, shook his head. He says he wants every new marker, but yeah, he definitely wants an M2 after being able to use it and feeling how smooth and the eye's so good at being able to check their markers. And like I said, every time they show up to the event, they always have technicians there to work on their markers, and they just you'll bring your marker in and they'll carry it up for you every time. And he loved it. He loved it. It shot so smooth, so well.
Huh. It's like I said, it's just been crazy with what you guys do, what the paintball community does for everybody, for anybody. I mean, and I'm guessing, did you guys know Nick other than from Living Legends, or did you outside of that? Is I guess what I'm asking.
Nick's an order member.
Oh, I got you. Okay.
Yeah, he's an active order member for the Modern Day Pirates. Because if there's anybody that wants to fight and wants to get out there and live adventure, it's Nick. And then you'll see it in his spirit and his attitude. He's tough to be on the field. I mean, he was ready to shoot and really wasn't feeling any mercy at that point in time. You're in his way, you're going to get shot. Simple as that.
Yeah, you could see the smile through that man's mask. That's how big that.
That's crazy. Like I said, it's just incredible, the community and how everybody just did that for him, and just the game itself. So, I mean,
yeah,
great stuff right there. So, how did the game go on Saturday?
First off, on Saturdays, we were on James and I were on the Immortal side.
Was that bad?
Yeah, with Mad Frog in the lead. We had Sonny Lopez. He wasn't able to make it until Sunday because he flew out of Colorado and his flight got delayed. We had Connor McKenzie, Archangel Michael, Joe Perez, Tony Otison, and Mike Paxton. And Mike Paxton and I were Joan of Arc, so to speak. Blue hit the town, hit it hard. They actually had it before we were in it, and we just basically had to dig them out of the town. The real battles were down in the low ground in the wood line, though. I was in the wood line just north of Bedlam, fighting tooth and nail to get through there, and we were in a stalemate, James, for the first 3 hours?
Yeah, it was, because I was down there in the wood line with you. So with Mary and Beard. There's another order member, but yeah, we were sitting there, I'd say for about a good 2 hours, we were pretty much sitting still.
Yeah, it turned into whoever made the first push and made a mistake, and that's what it was, is, at least from my perspective, Blue made a push to try to get through our wood line to the north, and we caught him in an ambush, and then once they lost all those bodies, we were just able to counter into the town. Once we took the town, we just started turning their flank, and then just started pushing north from the town and that wood line into the ravine in the road, and we were just able to get in behind Blue, and pretty much, an hour or two later had them pushed back to their respawn at that point.
Yeah. They kept him there for quite some time.
Yeah, I was going to say, I'd heard that they were pinned back for a while.
Yeah, about the fourth hour in, so about halfway into the day, we had made that quick push just after because I had called it up over the radio that we were going to make a push 3.5 hours in, and in the next 30 minutes to an hour, we wiped out a lot of Blue, and then for the last 3.5 hours of the day, we had them pushed to their respawn on Saturday.
Wow. So
it all comes down to fight. I mean, the red team just had more fight in it this time. They wanted it more. I mean, we've heard rumors of you always hear rumors of sides aren't equal, or this isn't equal. But it wasn't.
Yeah, I was going to ask you that. If the sides equal, or
the sides were equal. I mean, I know they did switch one team over, a sizable team over to Blue on Sunday, and that didn't make a bit of difference. They held the city for a little bit longer, but we still pushed them all the way back.
Basically, from the numbers side of it, I got it directly from Hanu. The numbers between the sides, the differences between the sides after we gave Blue all the undecided, which was somewhere in the neighborhood of about 150. Actually, it was 148, I think, was undecided. And then they added another 100 plus walk-ons. All those undecided, all those walk-ons all went to blue. And we still ended up giving them, I think, 80 guys from SAS. So the numbers between the teams were negligible. In a 2,000-player game, the difference in the teams, blue had about 80 to 100 less players than we did. The only difference being, and I talked to Mamba about it directly because I'm good friends with Mamba, he counted close to 150 to 175 blue that hadn't chronoed, hadn't taped, and hadn't even taken the field until 1:30.
On Saturday?
Yeah.
On Saturday.
Wow.
Because of the weather and...
Yeah, so we literally, off the start, we had more people on the field to start, but not according to how many players we had. There's just more blue were back in the staging area than red. That's what it boiled down to.
Well, here's the thing, is if you don't, they give you time to chrono on Saturday and on Sunday. If you don't chrono and get your punch in the time that they allot you before game time starts, they have 2 to 3 guys at your base chronoing. So if you're going to stand in a line with that many people, you better get chrono because you're standing.
Because the refs can't all be sitting there chronoing when they have to be on the field monitoring the players that are on the field. So as far as all that went, myself and Nick Salvador from NFG, we were out there with megaphones telling people, hey, chrono times, game start times, trying to motivate our guys. I didn't see too much of that from the blue side.
I gotcha. So,
All matter of fight, who wants it more?
yeah. And I think we ran into that, though. I know we ran into that at Sherwood, too. Like when we played up at the game at the end of March, Spartans versus Vikings game.
That one boiled down to leadership, and being that they had none. When your leader's not on the field with you, ready to go. I know in a lot of games, fitness games, the general, the expo, whichever they decide, kind of stands back to base and hands out directions. But in a game to that wasn't necessary. Their general wasn't on the field. The general wasn't active at all. And once they started getting pushed back and dominated, they gave up and quit. I think that was the biggest problem, is most of them just quit and went home.
Yeah. Now, did it rain Saturday up there?
Oh, yeah.
Saturday morning.
Saturday morning, it drizzled here and there on Saturday. But as soon as the game started, it was the difference between a downpour to, hey, it's a couple of drops. We can deal with this.
Yeah.
Very cool. Trying to think. So, what were your guys' favorite moments from LLX?
God, so many. Nick in his chair was definitely a highlight. For me and James and everybody else.
I loved it.
There was an instance that I ran into where we were in the ravine, and I was dealing with a guy named Fox, and we had set up what we made was a baited ambush, and we baited 2 of Blue's reinsertion right down the road. They didn't see us in the tree line to the north side of the road. And we only had 15, 20 guys that literally mowed down, I want to say, close to 75, maybe 100 blue. It was just, the communication was the highlight. It was just, it made everything so much more enjoyable because we could pull stuff off that normally we wouldn't be able to. I mean, yeah, I saw some 12-year-old kid run up and barrel stick somebody in the wood line. It was funnier than hell.
I actually, he's going to be modest, so I'm gonna talk about it. And I understand. I know Swanee. I understand. My all-time favorite moment, yes, and the Nick moment was amazing. It was just outright amazing. Loved it. But my all-time moment was watching one of our order members receive the MVP. And stood up on stage, he got his award and everything else, but it wasn't a matter of receiving it because, oh, we know your name, whatever. Receiving it because you fought and you earned for it. And when he talks about communications, one of the many things that Mike Swanson, the MVP of LLX, did for the team, and I found this one hilarious because we was having a conversation, actually, me and Mad Frog, or was it me and Tony? I don't know, one of us two was having a conversation about what Swanson was doing on the radio when they found out that they ended up gaining our columns. They gained the ability to listen into what we were saying. Well, most of our side that had radios knew that they were listening in, so they weren't saying anything except for one person, which that one person, Swanee, was baiting them into thinking that we're getting ready to take their base, so they held back, I don't know, 50, 60, some huge amount of people. Instead of reinserting them, they held them back at the base and made them sit there and wait for it to came from the other side. That's one of the multitudes. Another reason was that you'll notice, especially, when you hang out with a large group of people, and in one of these big games, what I've noticed is people don't play all the time. They don't stay on the field around the clock. And I noticed that Ernie and I are both people that we came to play paintball. I want to socialize because I love every one of those people that was around. I love to socialize, but I came to play paintball. I came to shoot faces. And so we're on the field as much as possible. Take a lunch break here and there, but you've played with everyone. We're on the field as much as possible. There was one person that was on the field. It never came off. Unless it had to have grab paint or grab air, it never came off, and that was Swanee. Never came off. In fact, I remember Saturday night asking, wait a minute, time out. Has anybody seen Swanee? The game ended an hour ago. Where is it? And then finally he comes strolling in. They announced he was there. And thank God. We had to send the third party out for him. But yeah, he was always on the field. Or if not, we saw him with a bullhorn yelling at people, get chrono, get paint, this is coming up, final battle's coming up, just really, and that's that type of leadership where you're going to get a 2,600 to 500 score. That's how you beat a team that bad, is you've got leadership. And that's why he got MVP of one of the biggest games in paintball.
Oh, that's awesome. So,
and another personal favorite moment for me was getting shooting my way out of a surrender, which by all means I should have been surrendered, but I was quicker than he was, I guess. And there's a tree that I did this nice little ballet dance move to get behind, and was able to reach my marker over and shoot him. But that was just fun for me personally.
That's funny. So, who were some of the legends that were there?
Dan Colby. A lot of the legends couldn't make it. I forgot who it was, but somebody was in the hospital. Yeah, Dan Colby was there. I consider him a legend. Boogie was there.
Yeah, Boogie was there. He's always he's there shooting. Actually, he ran with him a couple times.
Yeah, so
player.
A lot of celebrity faces were there. Wolf was there. And then I know some of the legends had a problem making it to this event for personal reasons, I guess. James, do you remember many more above that? Rocky.
Billy.
Yeah. Rocky's almost shorter than me, so he's kind of a tough one to miss, right?
Well, and my mind, I guess it's up to the person that makes the legend. But I mean, the legend's been there. Legends fought through it all. I mean, there's a lot of guys that run the order itself that I deem as legends. You know what I mean? Greg Mueller's another one. But there's a lot of it all goes in definition of what you see as a legend. And I see those guys as legends. Because they've been there, they've fought through it all, they've seen it all, and they had a hell of a time doing it. In my book, that's legendary status.
Very cool. Very cool.
Aztec was there. A friend of mine is Aztec.
Patrick?
Yep, good old Patrick.
Yep. Yeah, he's a great guy. Canadian. The only two celebrities there were Canadian.
That's funny. I think I saw some of the pictures. So how were the vendors and stuff this year?
Great.
Amazing.
Great. The vendors were great. I mean, whether you were an experienced Living Legends player or whether you were, honestly, if you were an experienced Living Legends player, it was kind of like home, go in and grab what you want out of the fridge type thing. If you were a brand new player, oh man, it was like walking into a candy store, yeah, Virtue, Die, Ninja, GI, Trade My Gun, HK, and the list goes on.
Okay.
Yeah. Immortal Air was there. Yeah, the vendors were great. I remember hearing something about a couple of guns going down and needed teching, and it was just awesome because it was just a line even at the die booth, and the gun techs were on it, and kids were getting right back out on the field. Virtue was handing out pods, free pods. If you bought like a Virtue pack or something like that, you got free pods. So these kids that came out to play, and didn't bring all the necessary equipment, I think it was great. The vendors did an outstanding job.
I heard Simon was there. Is that right?
Say again?
Simon. That does is it the Resurrections and the Autocockers?
Oh, Inception.
Inception Design, right?
Yeah. Yes. They were out there. They were really. My neck kept cracking to look around the corner and see which next one my wife was going to slap me in the back of the head with for bringing home.
That's funny.
Yeah.
Yeah, because somebody was telling me that Simon came out and he played a little bit, I think. I don't know.
Yeah, he was out there playing, I think, in the pump game. He came out. I had to leave to go to the BFW, but from what I understand, he came out for the pump game, definitely. I think he hit the field Saturday or Sunday, one of the two. And they were, for the first 100 people that played in the pump game, they handed out a nice patch, and I got one too from Inception Design with a nice little gold coin in the middle of it. It was pretty intense. The vendors did a lot of giveaway donation gear to the players. There was literally tables full of donated markers, masks, you name it.
Yes.
Now, I think Roger from Team Tags there?
Yes.
And then, because they kind of monopolize that whole tag area, don't they? Or is there other tags?
They definitely broke ground with it as far as monopolizing. Now, I've actually seen it at a couple other companies that have kind of jumped on board, but knowing Roger and having talked with Roger before, people just don't put the care into it. I mean, to get the actual, you can get green bands and red bands and blue bands, whatever you want, but to get the actual care and attention that he puts into his bands, they're one of a kind. I mean,
yeah.
We talked to him at Sherwood, and he will even tell you that his most pain in his butt wanting to do is MVP, but he'll do it every time without question. But it's just because it's got those little lines and little details, it's hard for him to do it, but he does it, and he does a great job. then let's not forget that Immortal Air was there too, and they do customize air tanks.
Oh, cool. Very cool.
And then our boy Rocky was out there with his Rock Easy tent.
Oh yeah.
And he was killing it. Matter of fact, Rocky legitimately messaged the order because we had said we were gonna all wear Rock Easy products for Final Battle. By the time Friday rolled around, most of his inventory had already been gone, had already been purchased.
Oh my gosh.
Yes. All he had was gun mats and barrel swabs left.
Yeah. So, Rock Easy was out there. Social Paintball was out there. I got to talk with Paul for a little while out there. He was freezing his knickers off. As far as Saturday and the vendors were concerned, it was outstanding. And then Sunday rolled around.
So how long did it go on Sunday?
9 to 2, I think, was regular play, and then 2:30 to 3 was Final Battle, I think.
Yes.
As far as Sunday went, coming out, Blue rallied. They early rallied. So when we got back into the town, I had switched from just north of the town in the wood line to all the way down in the ravine, and we were getting pushed all along our line, just completely along it. And again, it just turned into a battle of attrition. They made a move to do some sort of patrol mission deep into our lines, and we were just able to catch them in an ambush. And again, we pushed them through Bedlam, through Armageddon, and then the fight was basically, we didn't leave Armageddon's, but we were shooting towards their spawn, but their entire insertion went up north into Fort Courage and into the ravine. So the fighting in Fort Courage and in the ravine area was intense. That was an all-out battle.
So, do they do a Final Battle on Saturday too, or do they just do one on Sunday?
Sunday.
Just Sunday. They didn't do a dinner battle. No, they didn't do a dinner battle. They just did the final battle on Sunday.
Gotcha. So, I was trying to think what I was going to ask you. I know there was a lot of good drone shots and a lot of good gameplay going on all weekend. There was something I was going to ask you guys. I'm drawing a blank. Because it was going off of what you were talking about.
Well, they made a change to Final Battle. The Final Battle is generally slapsticks. I don't know, if you remember, how many of your listeners might remember Gold Circle Gladiators. We used to have these baskets, and then the colored balls that you actually had to put yourself into the basket. That was the Final Battle. They had the baskets, and they gave each team. They were actually cubes. They weren't balls, but they gave each team their respective color, and that was the Final Battle. Was that to gain points, you had to climb the hill in the middle and put your ball or your cube into the bucket. And you have to remember that on each side of the hill is anywhere from 600 to 1,000 players shooting at you. So when you get to the top, you're sitting duck.
Yeah. The final battle, like the drone coverage and everything, the media coverage on the field, and I might have gotten my days switched up when I said we had pushed them in Armageddon, but whatever the day we switched the sides is where we pushed them back on their spawn, and then the fighting was in the ravine. But as far as final battles concerned, there was so much coverage going on. Like, looking at it now, it's kind of intense because it looks like ants just fighting over something and throwing it into a bucket. But you could. you could go up and grab the other team's color out and throw it out of the bucket, but they would have the chance to put it back in. But as far as, because I played Final Battle at Living Legends 8, the slapsticks are pretty cool, but this whole Powerball, dunk your color in the bucket thing, it was intense. Like, it was a lot of fun.
I remember, so did they have, like, certain missions that you guys had to do?
Yes.
This one? So what were
Yeah.
the missions
They
you
have
guys had to do?
regular missions, and then they have young gun missions.
I can elaborate a little bit. Basically, we had patrol missions, which normally they ran from the closest objective to your base to 2/3 of the way through the field. And you get a missing card. It was a red card. As long as that runner touched the first objective, touched the second objective, and then got back to the headquarters, you got the points. That was a patrol mission. And then we had attack and defend, which is we had to attack an objective and then defend it for an hour, or we got a defend this objective to keep the other team from taking it over for an hour. There was Legion Commander and Commander specific missions where props were hidden on the field near objectives, and the only ones that could touch them were the commanders. So it's kind of like a high value target escort. You had to like escort your commander into the area to pick up this prop, bring it back to base without him being killed.
Oh, like a Secret Service kind of thing. Like there were the...
Yeah.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, like president or whatever. A lot of different fields call it different, but I call it like a high value target or VIP escort. That one was fun because you could get 50, 60 people escorting this one person, and somebody could literally, and I saw this happen, somebody literally took one shot and it just banked the wrong way, hit the Legion Commander in the mask, mission's over. So it was intense.
Young gun missions were kind of the same too.
Yeah.
They'll holler out. I got to participate in one. Waiting forever to try to get a Metacard on Sunday, which I never did get. But they had young gun missions where they grab a young gun, or you say, I need somebody under a certain age. And then basically you escort them, okay, you go to this area, which we all had maps. Actually, everybody had really nice detailed maps, thanks to Mary.
Yeah.
Just you look at your map and you say, okay, this is this area. Oh, this is easy to get to. Let's go. And you escort the young gun out, and there might be a pod or a prop or something there. And they actually did the one I got to do specifically. They hollered out at me, do you have anybody under the age 14? I hollered out the crowd walking on, is there anybody? Little girl raises her hand, and I said, all right, let's go. Let's go. Look at me like, you want to explain this first? I said, yeah, we're going to do a young gun mission. So we go over there, and it was just literally right around the corner. We go over there, there's a pod. I talk to the ref. They have to have anything signed. No, he grabs the pod, takes it back, and the cool thing is okay, we got 100 points for that. Her bringing the pod back to the base and, handing it in there, we got 100 points for it, and she got free entry into Living Legends 11.
Wow.
Yeah.
So, yeah, that was pretty cool.
Yeah. That same girl, I think her call sign was PETA. She had a group of young guns like her without even being asked, because our base got blown up as well as we blew up Blue's base. When she found out about it, she picked 4 or 5 of her fellow young guns and literally just pulled base defense for like more than almost the whole day on Sunday.
Yes.
Oh, very cool.
Without even being asked.
She was mag fed, I believe.
Yeah, she was. She was. Her call sign's PETA. So if you're listening in, PETA, you did a remarkable job out there.
Very, very cool. So, that brings me to my next question. You're talking about, so she got a free trip to Living Legends 11. So I'm assuming they did a raffle or a giveaway at the end?
A lot.
Yeah.
A lot. They did several raffles for all the vendors put in something, Guy, Dave, Social, they all put in something. They either raffled them off or they gave them the young guns. I mean, they edged anybody 10 years up and older onto the stage, and they were all handed gear packages. From either vendors or from CPX. Hondo handed them everybody something. So, I mean, and then there was raffles for different things, different max bed weapons and all that.
The raffles and the giveaways were the longest part of the award ceremony. And then one of our own order members, Ryan Turner, he bought $1,000 worth of masks and literally just found kids whose masks were just not up to par, and he bought $1,000 worth of I4s and just turned them over to kids whose masks just weren't good enough, at least in his eyes. And then as far as the giveaways and everything went, it was literally, hey, if you're between the ages of 10 and 13, they brought you up on stage, like James was saying. And then GI donated a bunch of stuff. Di did as well. Like I said earlier, there was literally tables and tables stacked of just giveaways on
it. That's awesome. So, I was trying to think what I was gonna. The Young Guns. So they each had a mission, and they kind of helped you guys with your missions. It sounded like. And they did the big giveaway at the end. Was there any? Did they besides MVP? Did they give any other awards out?
Yes.
They did a sportsmanship award, which SAS got because of the side thing. They switched over to sides, so they got a sportsmanship award for the good of the game. What was it? Sportsmanship. There was MVP. I think there was the most valuable team or something like that, and then. God, I forgot what other award. Why aren't they coming to mind right now?
Well, did they do a mofo?
Mofo. Yeah, they did a mofo, and then they did a winning commander award.
Oh, and what was it? The referee, the CPX ref that passed away. They did a referee award this year.
They did an award named after him.
Yeah.
And they gave the poor kid who got stuck on the hill at Final Battle that just did not stop, man. He had tenacity, that's for sure.
Yeah.
Very cool. I think that's. Do you guys want to add anything else?
I will say this: the kid that got the Mofo award from Mad Frog, this is fairly impressive. Actually, it's really impressive. Because I know a few people who got caught up in it, but it was this kid, or actually it might have been a grown man to go back, but I was on the blue team, and on Sunday, there's, like I said, there was a big fight in the city, and blue held a lot longer push. They definitely rallied on Sunday. They definitely came back with some fight in them because they didn't make it easy. And there was a big push. Eventually, Red pushed him back, pushed him out of the city, but didn't push him completely all the way back, but they pushed him out of the city. But somehow a player got through. You mind you've got these couple different long buildings that are kind of on the edge of the city. And it's stacked with red players. And a blue player comes behind and barrel tag, 30 players. He got barrel tagged before he finally got shot out. He barrel tagged out 30 players in the middle of the city, which, if you look at the pictures, was where a lot of people were at, was in the city. So for him to do that was a pretty impressive feat.
Yeah, as far as I will say about the event, I had a lot of fun. Down in Druid in Florida, I was on the receiving end of what Blue saw at this Living Legends, and I still had a lot of fun. You know, I've consistently had a lot of fun at the CPX events, and with Hanu and the Dagninos, I'm really looking forward to this whole Endless Legends in September at EMR, because EMR is a bucket list that I need to check off. So yeah, as far as any of my comments about that, I thought the CPX staff, I thought the Blast Camp ref staff, I thought everyone did fantastic, and I'm really looking forward to Endless in September.
They actually, Mamba and Mad Frog were telling me, I think they do 4, and I know the Endless one's coming up, and they have Dreaded, they've got Living Legends, and don't they do one down towards Mexico? Is that right?
No,
they do have one. I think it's like in Puerto Rico. There's actually 5 Legends events.
Is there? Okay.
But there's Dead Legends in Sacramento too.
Dead Legends got moved, I think, didn't it?
Oh, did it?
Dead Legends got moved to San Diego.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, and then Dreaded. Yeah.
Well, the Dead Legends in December, because it ain't gonna be any better here. Yeah, they do Living in Joliet. They do Dreaded in Punta Gorda, Florida. They do EMRs here in Pennsylvania. Then they do Dead in California. And then, like I said, they've got one south of the border that I'm not 100% sure on, but they have 5 Legend events now.
I couldn't remember if it was 4 or 5, and I couldn't remember. I knew the names of a few of them, but I knew that they had kind of all spread out in different areas. So
I think it was actually Cancun that they were going to hold it, and it was called Mayan Legends. But they've been having some real problems with the whole international line down there in Mexico. So I'm not really too sure whether that one's going to hold or whether they're just going to find a different place or whatever the case may be. But I'm told we're kind of in a holding pattern as far as that one is concerned.
Well, Sherwood's open. There's a Sherwood.
There you go. So, what's the next event you guys are going to? I know, James, are you doing one before Hell Survivors?
No, Hell Survivors is the next one. It's Armageddon game at Hell Survivors, Pinckney, Michigan. It's a Mission Masters game. We'll be up there for that. GKG, Grafton, November, we're going to be an advisory team up there. So come out, join the European Union.
Now, Swanee, what's the next one you're headed to?
That's a good question. Hey, boss lady, do I have permission to go to Endless Legends in September? Okay. It's looking like as long as I can get everything situated, I'll make it out to Endless.
That's awesome.
Well, I'll tell you this: we got some MVP wise, we got some really cool ideas cooking up for Endless. We had a lot of fun. So if you're out there, if anybody goes out there and decides that they want to check out a Legend game, they want to check out CPX, what they do, and go to Endless Legends with EMR, which is an amazing field. Make sure you stop by the MVP tent, check it all out. It might look like we combined, but we're all great people. I love to have fun, and whatever we do, come check it out. Like I said, we got some really cool ideas boiling in the pot right now for Endless. So, yeah, come check out MVP. Come join in the fun. Come be a part of the picture.
Very awesome. I appreciate you guys taking the time out to talk to me tonight, especially as crazy as it's been. And I appreciate it. And look forward to talking to you guys again. And hopefully, Swanee, I'll meet you sometime. I don't get out to too many big events just because of, like I said, it's usually cost-wise for me and all that stuff. So, James, hope to see you soon.
You see me You see me in July at least.
That's true. Yeah, that's true. Coming down for the wedding. That's awesome. What else? check out MVPcrew.com, is that right?
Yes, sir.
And check out the Facebook pages for all the Living Legends pictures. There's tons of them out there, tons of videos, and Billy Jack took some pictures, so Integrity Shots and Airsoft, they took some pictures down there, if I'm not mistaken. And that's
Rock Easy.
Rock Easy, Rock Easy, and
check out Rock Easy products. You want it, they'll rip it.
There you go. And team tags, they're a big name usually. So I just appreciate you guys taking the time to talk to me tonight. I'll let you go. So that's it. Thanks, guys.